very important. If you know one person but you don't know the other, make sure that you introduce yourself to that person, because now they're going to feel excluded. Or if it's 2 to 3 people that you don't know anyway, don't introduce yourself to just the one person that you really wanted to meet. Make sure you introduce yourself to all 3 of those people, and because that person will think you're a jerk, the person you were trying to meet in the first place. So let me ask, who here has seen the movie 300? It's a great movie, right? A little bloody, but a great movie. The movie, if anybody who hasn't seen it, the movie is about King Leonidas, and the Persian army there was about 150,000 soldiers were coming down on Greece, and King Leonidas was put in charge to take care, to oppose this army. And instead of trying to match the amount of soldiers, soldier for soldier, it wasn't 300, it was actually 7,000, but he put together a small army of about 7,000 men, comprised of 3 different armies. And what he did with what he was doing was he was taking the skills and talents of these 3 small armies and combining them, which in turn made them a much greater strength and force than that army of 150,000 soldiers. They were able to hold off the army of 150,000 men for over a week. And in the end, he didn't make it, but King Leonidas, but the Greeks did, in the long run, overcome the Persians. And it all started from that one battle. The Battle of Thermopylae was was the catalyst. So my point of that story is that that's what a referral partnership can be like. A referral partnership, when you develop a referral partnership with somebody, it's giving you strength now. It's strength in numbers. Because again, like I said, it's non-competitive professionals that are both going after the same target market. I mean, what a great way to go after somebody. We've got Glenn back there, and we have Greg Williams. Where's Greg? Oh, Greg, I'm sorry. We've got 2 people that are and we got Kathy. So now we've got 3 people in the real estate market together. Greg could be saying, hey, I know where, I'm helping these people stage, they're moving stuff out because they're talking about staging their home. Let me call Glenn. Glenn's going to say, hey, Kathy, I know these people are going to be, thinking about moving into this house that Greg just told me about. Now we've got this team. That's a team, that together, and the buyer is going to trust, whoever starts this is going to trust that group. They're going to trust that team. How many CPAs in here? We have 2 CPAs. How many other finance people in the room? See, there's a lot of people that should be talking to each other. You should all be talking to each other outside when this is over. You could be, down the road, you could all be passing information to each other. Randall, you work for web.com. And at web.com, you guys have access to, from what I understand, from what I've seen, millions of leads and contacts. So who would be a great referral source for you?
Anybody in the trades business, electrician, plumber, roofer, landscaper.
Okay, and then in turn, could they be giving business back to you, helping you to introduce, so you could be making introductions for them because you know a lot of people in your sphere, and then in turn, a roofer could in turn be pushing people back to you.
Correct.
Because they have a lot of people in the trade sphere as well. So that's how it works. It's, you just have to know who is somebody that I can tap into, and they can also tap into me. We tap into each other when we work off of each other. That's what the referral partnership is about. It's about trying to build your business by helping somebody else build their business. See, I'm really all about that. I'm very much, at the end of the day, and I'm always going to say this, I'm not going to lie. I am in this to make money. I need to make money, I need to make a living, I have a mortgage, I have children that need to wear clothes, and, you know, I have all of those things. I have all these, but I find that I also get a lot of satisfaction out of helping people. So I really enjoy helping somebody to get that, you know, when I can make a connection, oh man, I get such a buzz out of it. It's just so exciting for me to see when I connect two people together. And I do it all the time. And I'll share a story with you. There was this woman I met at one of the Chamber of Commerce events over the summer. Her name is Kelly. And Kelly and her husband own a fairly new company it's called Carolina Vein Institute, I believe is what it's called. Not Institute, but that's the bigger one. But they're Carolina Vein something. And they had just opened up, and I had met her at the Chamber of Commerce event. So I was having a nice conversation with her, and she was very nice. And so I asked her, you know, who were good referrals for you? And she didn't really know. She didn't know how to explain it. You know, anybody that has varicose vein problems, people that have spider veins, that wasn't really telling me a target market. So me being the crazy person that I am, I said, well, I'm going to figure out for her who's her target market. So immediately I'm like looking around, because now I want to introduce her to somebody. And I'm going to be honest with you, going back to the money thing, I knew there was printing there. I knew there was printing at her company. So first I have to help her so that I can get that printed. So I thought to myself, okay, who would be good? Who has varicose veins? Elderly people have varicose veins and spider veins, and elderly people with money can afford to get them removed. So I looked around and I found my friend Pat, who is the marketing director at one of the elder communities in Chapel Hill. And I said, Pat, come on, I want to introduce you to somebody. And Pat's like, oh, you know. So Pat comes over and I introduce her to Kelly, and I explained to them both, you know, like, I just think that the two of you could really be good for each other. Kelly's probably got a lot of elderly people coming in. Kelly's like, yeah, we do. And I said, Pat, you know, you could probably be passing referrals back. Well, guess what? I saw Pat and Kelly at different times within a few weeks, and they both couldn't say enough about the other one. How much they liked how much they liked each other, and how they were already passing business. Actually, Kelly was getting more business from Pat, but that was okay. You know, even if Pat gets one person where she's at, where she is, that's a big score for Pat. And so, and in the end, Kelly, and it was funny because at one of my speaking events, just before I went on, I got a text from Kelly saying that we want to order this large order of printing that I had done a quote for her on. And yeah, so it was. Do you think that I would have gotten that if I just went over and shook her hand and said, hey Kelly, can I do some printing for you? Yeah, I don't think that would have worked. So one of my referral partners is a personal injury attorney. And he knows a lot of attorneys, he knows a lot of people that I would want to do business with. Now at the end of the day, I have to make sure that I'm getting him business as well. So, you know, one of my thoughts was at one time, you know, this is like when I was just, you know, sometimes I go a little over the edge, or a little over the top, I should say. And I was thinking, I wonder if I ever went to a hospital if I was to ask people if they, you know, but I thought that would definitely bring Ambulance Chaser to a whole new level. And he might appreciate it, but so, but then it occurred to me that where do injured people usually go? To the chiropractor. And so I started introducing him to chiropractors. And man, he was so happy. And as a matter of fact, and I'm serious when I say this, he started fixing my tickets for free. Yeah. He really did. So, and because I introduced him to so much business. And then, but on the other hand, it occurred to me that the chiropractors in my sphere, I could start introducing them to personal injury attorneys. Not just Jeffrey, but any personal injury attorney I meet. They all can work together. And that has been it was just something that I thought about. And anybody here can be creative and think, you know, when you're meeting somebody that you want to do business with, just think, who could, without even asking them first, think to yourself, put a little bit of effort into it. Who could I introduce that person